Hi, Tim here from World of Sleuths. I'm here today to, believe it or not, do a Friday reads. I usually don't do Friday reads, but I am today because I realized I didn't do the Monday check-in this week. But uh, but I was but on Tuesday I was on Elizabeth Lizzie Faye Loves Books live show for March Mystery Madness in the morning, noontime. It was still in the morning here since I'm in Central. It was lunchtime where she's at. Uh, I was on that, but on it I showed this book that I was about done with reading, which I did finish Tuesday evening, which is The Black Ice by Michael Connelly. Hopefully you can see it in this black and white because I have to be careful with that because if I have too bright of lighting, I get a migraine. I'm trying it in this black and white this time around, see how it looks. But see, The Black Ice by Michael Connelly, I finished it. It's the second book in the Harry Bosch series, and I'll just say he goes down to Mexico to try solving a series of crimes. And what I'm reading now is I'm reading 6 Seconds by Rick Molfina. This is for the time prompt for March Mystery Madness. I'm started at Tuesday. I'm 70 pages in already. I've been rotating it with a couple 8 books I'm reading too. They're both books out in the public domain. First one is a book for the prompt of space, which is I'm reading The Moon Rock by Arthur J. Reeves. I think I'm around 50 pages or so on it, and I think the other one is The Mischief Maker by E. Phillips Oppenheim, and I'm around the same mountain as I am for on the Moon Rock. So that's what I'm reading. I was going to say you might notice I'm wearing a different hat this time. I'm also doing a chat. I'm going into the chat portion now, but the first thing is on Lizzie Faye's live stream. Or live show. She asked me if I had a blog. I told her I have one, but I haven't posted anything in it for a while, especially last year during COVID. Well, I decided to start it up again, starting with I'll be reviews for these 3 books I'm reading now. In between the two, because there's World of Sleuths, where I put the 2 reviews of books that aren't in the public domain, and then I have one called Tim's Public Domain Reads and Thoughts. I talk about the reviews for the books that are in the public domain. So I'll put the links to those down below, along with the link for Elizabeth's live show on her channel. And now I'll get to why I'm wearing this different cap today. So let me see if you can see it better. You notice it says Air Force there. I see. This is March 26th, and March 26th of every year now, I think of it sort of like as a holiday for me because it was 39 years ago today that I went on to active duty in the Air Force. And I was in for a little over 10 years. I was out on a medical discharge because of my back, but it's still honorable. But with my with my time in the Air Force, that was probably my favorite job I ever had. Or I'll correct that. That is the favorite job I ever had. Uh, it took me to places I've never have been before. Or I might have been, but it's been so that I had been so long before that I couldn't remember it. But of course, it took me down to San Antonio, Texas, for my basic training. Then I had my tech school in Biloxi, Mississippi. Uh, but that was during the summer of '82. It was so hot and humid that I was happy to leave there in that September, and I went to Colorado Springs where I finished up my tech school, and then I worked in Cheyenne Mountain for 2.5 years. Uh, but there, before I started in Cheyenne Mountain, I had met my wife in Colorado Springs, and so that's one of the best things I have attribute to have that. See, my wife and I have been married for it will be 35 years in this coming September. So, but and well, anyway, and I was a computer maintenance technician. So, and from there, I was got stationed in Germany, and I loved it in Germany. I a little over a month that, or a little over a year after I got stationed in Germany, I got back, came back, got married to my wife, and took her back with me. We loved it there. That I just kept volunteering to stay over there, but before my wife and I got married, I had an incident where I sprained my lower back, and then had another one in '89, around a month before my son was born. Yes, my son was born over in Germany and stuff, and but my back just kept bothering me on and off after that, and it was finally in '91. It was after I had been deployed to Desert Storm and stuff, and after I came back, and after and the base I was at was closing, so was moved. I went to another base in Germany, and one day I was at my workbench, and my back just started to bother me so bad that I had to. And this was in Wiesbaden or Wiesbaden, Germany, where they used to have the Air Force hospital where they used to send like sort of like hostages being released. They take them through there before bringing them to the states. It, well, anyway, my back just started bothering me so bad where I was ended up being hospitalized for a month with them trying to figure out what was causing it. They couldn't figure it out, and finally, see, this is after Desert Storm. It was after a lot of these Eastern Bloc countries have freed themselves from the Soviet rule, and it was after the collapse of the pretty much communists uh, in the Russia and these former Soviet Union countries. So and it was after we had just defeated Iraq, and so they thought, okay, now's a good time to reduce our forces. We don't need as many people in the military, so they did a medical discharge on me, or they did put my paperwork up before a medical board, and they did a medical discharge. Because I wanted to stay in for 20 years, but my back said differently, so. But like I said, that was my favorite job had I've ever had, and I do not regret having to going into the Air Force and serving in the military. Like I said, I've would have stayed in for 20 if it wouldn't have been for my back. So that's why we're this at, especially on this date, March 26th of every year. This is usually the hat that I wear when I go out of my apartment. I've been like a hermit for over a year now because with the coronavirus and stuff. I get my second COVID vaccination in 2 weeks from now. So, and then 2 weeks after that, I can breathe easier and stuff. So until that's all I have for this time. I'll be back sometime next week with the video. So until next time, take it easy and keep on reading.